Welcome back, everyone. In today's episode, we're actually going to be doing a little thing before we add inventory. We're going to be adding a quest system, which will be pretty cool. I got this idea from someone in the comments. So, again, if you guys want any requests or anything that you think you would want me to add, just add it in the comments, and that's a good video idea. So, it's easy for me, it's easy for you. So, why not? So we'll do this for this episode, and then maybe we'll do inventory next episode. So we'll do quest system for now. And I think this is actually not bad because now we can actually pause our game. So let's create a new scene. Let's we'll add it into user interface, and we'll call this pause. And then in here, we'll just save it in. We'll go player. Oh, there's no UI in here. Is there in here? Global? Nope. I think I just didn't even make a folder for it. Okay, let's go into our player, make a new folder, and call it UI. Any sort of UI stuff, we'll save it in there. Awesome. And now in our pause system, we're going to have an overlay. So we're going to want to color rect. We're going to color it black. Here we go. And then I'm just going to add a panel. Then this is going to be kind of our menu when we pause. So let's just cover it, cover most of the screen at least. All right, there we go. Now let's go into our pause. We add a script, and this is going to be super simple. All we're going to do is we're going to create a input function. So we're just going to remove all this. We're going to say function input. I can't see anything. Input event. If event is action pressed, pause. Pause. I can't type. There we go. Then we'll just pass for now because we don't have a pause function, or a pause button. So we're gonna have to make that. So we go to autoload. No, not autoload. Sorry. Input map. We paste pause, and then we say for pause we'll do escape. All right, awesome. And then in here, there's a lot of options. The default option is to just get tree and say dot pause equals true. All right. So now let's go to our UI first before I play. Let's go to player, UI, drag this in, go to paused, and we're going to go to rect, we're going to center it, and for our, why is it not big like that? Not sure why it looks like that actually. What we can do actually is let's change this. Let's, okay, first thing we'll do is we'll copy paste this. We'll delete this. We're going to change it. Where is it? How do you change? Not merge. Change type. Here we go. We'll change it to a canvas layer instead. Search it up. Canvas layer. There we go. And then let's create a script again. Let's create the same one. Paste it, and it should have. Let me just double check. I don't have any. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't want any duplicates. Ooh, we have control. That's not going to work. We want to extend canvas layer, I think. Layer, there we go. Okay, and then let's go to back to UI. And yeah, now it should cover the entire thing. Okay. Let's play. And okay, we should probably hide it before we actually do anything. So, okay, there we go. So now when I pause, it stopped the game. It paused the game. However, if I click escape again, you guys can't see me clicking escape, but bring up my keyboard. So my escape is like right there, this one. So either way, if I click it, nothing happens, right? So this is how you can pause a game, but how do I unpause, and how do I make it like react, and et cetera, right? So you can kind of figure that out. And in fact, I would encourage you to figure this out and research and go through that process on your own. So how can I check if it's already paused, et cetera, et cetera? So there's a few different ways to do this. One way I like to do this is I'm going to, not new, sorry. I'm going to make a variable called new pause state. New pause state. And what this is going to be is it's going to be a Boolean. So I'll even say it's a Boolean here. And then I'm going to say it's going to be get tree dot paused. We're going to check our tree if it's paused or not. If it is, we'll set the new pause state to false, right? because if it's paused, that means it's true. So not true is false. So now we want to say get tree paused equal new pause state, right? So we want to unpause it or pause it depending on the opposite state, right? So if it's paused, we want the new state to be unpaused, and so we're going to set the pause to that unpaused, if that makes sense. And we can do a bunch of other things. So we can check. Oh, sorry, that's not what I want to do. We can check if new pause state is true. If it is, then we'll show. If it's not, then we'll hide. Right. So we'll hide our pause thing up here. And yeah, let me just double check. I think let's try doing this. I have this in my reference. Let's try doing visible equal this. I'm not 100% sure if that'll work. Oh, spelled it wrong. Pause state. There we go. All right, let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so it's not really working. So let's put this back. Now what we also want to do is say ready function. We'll say hide. There we go. Now let's play. Now when I play, it automatically hides the pause. I can walk around. I pause, and if I try to unpause, it's not working. I'm not sure why. That is very strange. Let's try to print to see if it's even going into this function. Let's debug this together. So I pause, it comes up. I click escape again. Ooh, I remember why. Because I'm pretty sure when we pause, we are no longer taking input. I think that's why. I don't know if this makes a difference. Let's actually try this. Let's change our function to that. Let's rerun it. Nope. Okay. The way we can do this is I think one way we can do this. Okay, so there's a few different ways. One way we can do this is actually by, let's add a button for now. So we can say button. Let's go. I'll add a regular button, and we'll say this is a resume button. Resume. Yeah, I spelled it right. Resume. There we go. Resume. And we'll make it a bit smaller because it's really big. We'll say we'll scale it down to. Actually, no, we'll leave it like that. No, actually, I'm going to scale it down. Let's scale it down by half. Okay, that's actually a bit too much. Let's scale it down by 0.7, 0.7. Okay, and then in this resume button, we'll actually put on the top right. Resume, node pressed, paused, and then in here, what we can do is we'll say get tree dot paused equals false. Then we're going to say visible. I will just say show. Okay, awesome. Let's run it, play. Now if I pause and I hit resume, nothing happens. Why is nothing happening actually? It's very strange. Let me debug this and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. I actually missed this little piece of code right here. In this node, we want to set the pause mode to node.pause mode process. So what this does is it allows anything inside this node to continue processing even though our tree is paused. You can do this to anything actually. So you can do it to a button. You can do it to a specific node. You can even do this to, I've used this in the past for cutscenes. So I want to pause the game, but I want to keep the cutscene going, right? So this is very good for cutscenes, right? So let's say in our game, so go to a main menu, or a world, sorry. If there was a scene where I want, let's actually hide this as default. Let's go here. There we go. If there's a part where I want to make it so that, if I'm interacting with the sign, I want to pause the game, but I want to keep the environment going. you can set like certain things to process mode in that sense, right? So that's a pretty good tool to use, and we do actually have to do this for our pause menu. So that's something I forgot. And then for our pause button, what we can do is we can do the exact same thing here instead of this. And then for show, we'll actually just copy paste that as well. It doesn't really make a difference, but, or it does make a difference, but anyways, let's keep going. So if I play now, I can pause and then unpause by clicking escape again. Now I can also resume by clicking the button. So it's up to you if you want the button or not, or if you just want escape, that's also fine. Just to kind of give a little bit of depth kind of to the game, to make it feel like a real pause, we're going to keep that back, but like modulate it a bit. So yeah, let's get rid of this print function here. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our quest system. This is going to be a lot easier. In our world, to get the quest, I'll leave that up to you. Actually, I'll do that as well. So let's make a quest system. We have to do this in our global scripts. So let's actually make a new script. Let's go to game and go to new resource. No, not new resource. Let's just duplicate this and say quests. Quests, there we go. And then let's go to autoload. And we want to autoload that because we want it to be global. Quest, here we go. Open, add, let's go to quests, and then delete all this because we don't need it. And then let's say variable intro quest, I can't see it, intro quest equals false. And then we'll say variable monsters skellies killed equals 0. And then what we'll do, what we want to do is basically intro quest is going to be the check if our quest is active or not. So if it is, then we'll say it's active. And to activate it, what I'll do is I'll activate it in our sign. So we'll go to body entered and we'll just add it here. So we'll say quests dot intro quest equals true. Let's stop the game so we don't get any errors. And then we'll close our sign. So if it's true, what do we want to do? Well, let's go to our UI, so our pause system, sorry. Go to here. In here, we're going to add, let's add a panel. Let's extend that a little bit. This is going to be our container for our quest. And then in this quest, we'll say, you know what? Yeah, no, sorry. Let's actually do this the way I usually do it. Let's add a panel. Let's extend this. Let's say quests. We'll go here. We'll make a new folder for it. Quests. We'll add quest intro quest now. And then we'll add a script to it. Nope, that's not how you add a script. Add a script. And then in here, what we'll do is we'll add a label. And then we'll say, in this label, we're not going to do anything in there. We're going to say variable on ready label equals get node. Why isn't auto completing? That is very strange. On ready variable, that's why. On ready var label. We'll say label. There we go. And then function process. We'll make a function called, no, actually, we'll just have it process for now. If quest dot intro quest, that's not the intro quest equals, or we'll just say if it equal to intro quest. So if it's true, then what are we going to do? We're going to say label equals quest go slay 5 skeletons. Else, I don't know, we'll just say go find quest. Go find quest. And then in our pause system, what we can do is what I usually do is I add a container. And so container, I usually add a VBox container. So I want them sorted vertically, right? So downwards. And then in here, what we'll do is add a script. So we'll do quest, we'll name it to quest container. And then add a script, add it to our UI, that's fine. And then in our, we'll say our ready function actually. We're going to create on, we'll just do a normal variable, actually constant. We'll do constant intro quest equals quest. I want to preload it. There we go. So preload our intro quest for our container. And in our container, what we're going to do is we're going to check if we're going to see if there's any children. So this is a bit, this depends on how many quests you have, but at the moment there's 0 quests that exist. There's only 1 quest that exists. So we'll say if get child count is equal to 0. We'll say variable quest 1 equals intro quest dot instance, and then we'll say get, or just self add child, and we just add that child quest 1. There we go. So let's play. We go to play, we go to our pause system, and there's nothing there. Why is that? Let's pause one more time. Let's go to our remote, see if it actually added it, but we're just not showing it for some reason. Okay, no, there it is. So why is it not showing? Ooh, I know. I don't know why Godot does this, but in our rectangle here, our minimum size is 0 and 0. So we have to change that. There we go. So now here's our quest, right? So, ooh, I don't know why the label is not being updated actually. Ooh, label, we want to update the text. That's why. Dot text, so save that. It's going to error. Why is that? Invalid set text with value type string. What do you mean? Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just change it to get node. Okay, let's replay. Let's delete that. Let's play. Okay, there we go. Go find quest. And now if I go to the sign, it'll say go slay 5 skeletons. Awesome. So now what we can do really quickly is go into our skeleton. So skelly, and we will say when we die, let's actually make a death function at this point because we're adding a lot of things. So function death. So in this function, we're just going to say, we're going to copy paste all this. And we will call the death function if I die, which is right there. And then in our death function, we'll also check for if quests dot intro quests, then we'll say quests dot skelly killed plus 1, right? And then actually we'll have the queue free in the end as well. So we'll do all that and then save, and then play. All right, let's try it. So actually, let's change one more thing. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to make this a bit smaller. So let's center this. Let's make it a bit smaller. Let's go down a little bit, please. Can you go down? Why aren't you going down? Oh, because the text is too big. That's what I want to change. Let's scale it to 0.5, 0.5. Okay, awesome. That's fine. Let's auto wrap it. Okay, awesome. Now let's go here and we'll say plus string quests dot skelly killed plus out of 10 or out of 5. Sorry, so we're trying to kill 5 skeletons. Yeah. Let's play. Now let's play. So now if I escape, it says go find quests. If I hit the sign, it'll say go slay 5 skeletons. Let's add a space between that. There we go. Now if I go kill a skeleton, oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. I killed one. Let's kill another one. Now it'll say 2 out of 5. If I kill another one, it'll say 3 out of 5. So awesome. You can cap it at 5. So what you can do is go into your, you can go anywhere. You can do this anywhere really, but you can say process here if skelly quest, or actually, yeah, you can do this anywhere. You can say bigger than or equal to 5. then you can say skelly, copy paste it, equals 5. And then we'll make that an actual function. So you can check for if it's equal to 5. If it's bigger than 5, sorry, then we'll set it back to 5. So that way you can't go over 5. So you can have like 6 over 5. Then you can also check for if it's completed. So it depends where you want it to be completed. So let's say here you can check for if it's completed in our process function and say if it is completed, right? So you can add another function, check. We'll do that. You know what? Let's do that right now. If, or no, sorry. Let's go here. We'll add that here. We'll say if quests dot skelly killed equals 5. Then we'll say get node dot text label equals quest complete. And then what we can say is else, and then add this in there. So now we're checking if our quest is completed. So we're checking if the quest is active, and then we're checking if it's completed. So if it is complete, you have quest you can complete, whatever. Go turn it in if you want, and then else, otherwise, keep killing monsters. Once it's completed, you can create another interaction inside your person or sign or NPC. So ours is in our sign right now, but you can make an NPC later on and add that in there. So it's really up to you. But now we have a somewhat functioning quest system, which is pretty neat. You can add a bunch of quest systems in here. What you would want to do here, though, is to check. The reason we're doing this is because what I actually do is I will make a function. So I'll actually do this. Show. Let's actually do it right now. Yeah. Show quest. We'll make a function called show quests. We'll go into here, and then we'll say show quests. Now what I do is I will say, let's actually do this outside. So I'll for loop I in get child count, get child I dot keep3. So I'm going to remove all the existing quests, and then I'm going to add a quest. So you can make another function that's says, yeah, you know what? Let's just run this. This should work. Let's play. Ooh. Show quests. I have to get the node. Get node dot quest container dot show quest. So that's how I get that function. Let's play. So now it'll say it'll do the same thing essentially, kind of. So it's not the best because it's going to. This needs to change. You can't be checking for 0 count. What I would do is I would check to see how many quests I have total. And if I have a quest active, for example, then add it. But this allows us to check for a quest. So basically our goal is to delete all the quests and then add them again. So if it's active. So what we can do is like if quests dot what was it? Intro quests. Then we can add it. Let's do that. This should work. So play, load, and now it's not adding it at all. I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why, because we didn't accept it. So let's go to our sign, accept it. Every time, it'll add it. And the reason this is better is because if I have more than one quest, you can just add that here. So if I have another quest, you can say quest 2 or whatever, and then add that one. But the reason why you need this is because you need it to delete all the ones that already exist. Otherwise, it'll keep adding children, and you'll have like duplicates essentially, right? So you want to delete all of them before you start adding them, kind of. Okay, so that's kind of it for our quest system. Hopefully now you understand how to add a quest system. We've also added a pause system, which is pretty neat. Next video, we'll probably clean up a few things. I might even add some NPCs. I'll also probably get started on our inventory. So that'll be exciting and fun. But yeah, if you guys like the video, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I also have a Discord. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but I have a Discord in the comments down below. Not the comments, in the description down below. I am pretty active on Discord, so I'm on Discord almost all day. If you have any questions, you can ask me on there. If you have any questions that you're not too urgent about, you can ask me in the comments. That's fine as well. I do my best to check YouTube comments. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time.